Hi, welcome to Come Study with me, Elder Brock. Today, we will be looking at 2 Chronicles 25. Amaziah came to the throne of Judah at 25 years old, and he reigned in Jerusalem for 29 years. The record gives him one of the most sobering descriptions in Scripture. He did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, but not with a perfect heart. That sentence becomes the key to the whole chapter. Amaziah was not presented as a king who rejected every commandment. He could do some things right. He could recognize parts of the law. He could make religious decisions that looked obedient. But the heart beneath the obedience was divided. When his kingdom was established, Amaziah judged the servants who had killed his father. Yet he did not kill their children. The Scripture explains that he followed the law of Moses. Fathers were not to die for the children, and children were not to die for the fathers. Every person would answer for his own sin. At that moment, Amaziah showed restraint. He had power, but he did not turn justice into revenge. He honored a commandment that protected innocent lives. This was a righteous beginning. Then Amaziah prepared for war. He gathered 300,000 choice men from Judah and Benjamin, and he hired 100,000 mighty men from Israel for 100 talents of silver. On paper, this looked like strength. More soldiers meant more power. More numbers meant more security. But the Lord sent a man of God with a warning. Let not the army of Israel go with thee. The message was not only military, it was spiritual. Amaziah was being asked to trust the Lord more than purchase strength. The prophet told him plainly that God had power both to help and to cast down. That is one of the great doctrines of this chapter. The Lord is not limited by the size of an army, the weight of silver, or the confidence of a king. If God is with his people, he can help them. If they turn from him, their strength cannot save them. Amaziah's question revealed his struggle. What about the silver already paid? He was willing to obey, but he was looking back at the cost. The answer of the man of God was simple and powerful. The Lord is able to give thee much more than this. That is faith in one sentence. Obedience often asks us to release something we already spent, planned, wanted, or trusted. The natural heart asks, what will I lose? Faith answers, the Lord is able to give much more. Amaziah obeyed that warning. He separated the soldiers of Israel and sent them home. But their anger was kindled, and they later raided cities of Judah, killed 3,000 people, and took spoil. The chapter does not pretend that obedience removes every earthly consequence. Sometimes doing the right thing still leaves trouble behind. Yet the command of God remains safer than rebellion. Amaziah then went to the Valley of Salt and defeated the children of Seir. But after victory, his divided heart was exposed. He brought back the gods of the people he had defeated, set them up to be his gods, bowed before them, and burned incense to them. This is spiritual blindness. The Lord had warned him. The Lord had given him victory. Yet Amaziah turned to the idols of a conquered people. The Lord sent another prophet, and the question cut straight to the heart. Why seek after gods that could not deliver their own people out of your hand? Instead of humbling himself, Amaziah silenced the prophet. He asked the prophet had been made the king's counselor, and he told him to stop. The same king who had listened to the first warning now rejected the second. Partial obedience had not become deeper faith. It had become pride. From there, Amaziah challenged Joash, king of Israel. Joash answered with a parable of a thistle and a cedar, warning Amaziah not to let victory over Edom lift his heart up to boast. But Amaziah would not hear. Pride made him deaf. The result was defeat. Judah fled. Amaziah was taken. The wall of Jerusalem was broken. The treasures of the house of God and the treasures of the king's house were carried away. This is the tragedy of 2 Chronicles 25. Amaziah began with some obedience, but he did not give the Lord his whole heart. He could obey when the command matched his limits, but he resisted when God corrected his pride. He could send away an army, but he could not send away idols. He could win a battle, but he could not rule his own heart. The chapter closes with conspiracy, flight, and death. After Amaziah turned away from following the Lord, his kingdom unraveled. For us, the warning is tender and serious. The Lord does not only ask for outward correctness. He asks for a heart that is willing to be corrected, willing to trust, and willing to let go of every false refuge. Jesus Christ offers more than partial repair. Through him, a divided heart can become whole. Through his mercy, obedience can become more than behavior. It can become trust, humility, and covenant loyalty. Amaziah teaches us that a heart held partly back is still vulnerable. But Christ invites us to bring him the whole heart, because the Lord is able to give much more than this.